today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the DC Collectibles DC Comics Designer Series figure number 3, Harley Quinn. Spot's already had a look at a couple of these figures from the Darwyn Cooke Designer Series, and truth be told, I was really looking forward to getting the Harley Quinn out of all of them. Even though that be the case, the other figures have still turned out to be very, very good, especially liking the Batman. But this is figure number 3. Came out a little bit later, at least the comic book store in my area had it a little bit later. Side of the box features some artwork from Darwyn Cooke. And the back, the other two figures, the ones we've already had a look at, was the Batman and Supergirl. All of which are sculpted by the artist Jonathan Matthews. And on the underside, you can go to www.dccomics.com. You can also head over to comicshoplocator.com if you'd like to find a comic book store in your area. Spot's going to take himself a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the DC Comics Designer Series Harley Quinn. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Harley gets packaged with one lone accessory, and that being her mallet. The mallet is a nice paint work, and especially really liking the sculpt of the cracked wood handle, or the wood mallet part of it. All the little cracks, a little crease, not so much creases, but there's like little notches here in the wood. Quite like that. Also digging that they put a darker gray band around the lighter gray bands just so it stands out against the lighter wood. Very nice, I like that. As you would expect, the mallet does fit into her hand, although it does fit a little on the more difficult side because you have to pry her fingers in order to get the mallet situated into her hand. The handle, some would say, a little on the broader side, but she does still manage to hold it just fine. Go ahead and take that out of her hand. You are also teased by the fact that she does have peg holes on the undersides of her feet, though unfortunately her, as well as the other two figures that we had a look at, do not have display stands. So if you want to display her with a stand, you'll have to find one yourself. Let's start with her face. We'll work our way down, and then we'll get our overall feelings about whether this is a good figure or maybe not so much a good figure. It is probably obvious right off the bat that Darwyn Cooke's design of Harley Quinn is very different, although still carrying a Harley Quinn look to it. Let me explain in the sense that she does have still the red and black separation, which does invert itself as you move progressively further down on her outfit. The top bustier area of her torso does have the red and black, but then it's inverted again when it comes to her shorts here. She's got thigh-high stockings as well as boots, also inverted in that red and black treatment. Her face isn't bad. Noting, of course, the fact that the source material, this is going to be something you're either going to like or dislike, as that is a common trend, I would say, with the DC Comics Designer Series. DC Comics Designer Series, they are very distinct designs. Maybe this is not your version of Harley Quinn, but you will have to admit that design is very interesting and playful. The face isn't bad. I'm not crazy about the little notches, little corner areas of her mouth. As to be honest, it kind of comes across like the apparent indication of whiskers. Like she should have like a little bit of a mustache forming. I wish that was a little less subtle, or I wish it was a little less subtle. And maybe instead of black, they had just left it off altogether. Eyes are pretty. The eyebrows are pretty as well. The eyelashes painted in very nicely. Nice choice of red, let me also say that. Very vibrant red, which doesn't seem diluted at all when you get into her outfit. In fact, the red of her outfit is the exact same color as the outfit, or the coloring in her pigtails. And she's got a little necklace made up of what looks to be sleigh bells. A star and diamond on her chest, and a little bit of white on her glove as well. As for the rest of her body, because her skin is so pale, it also helps for all these extra colors to pop. The black, the red, really, there's only about 3 colors making up the majority of this figure. Like even the areas around her eyes, guess you could technically count the blue of her eyes, but the predominant colors on this entire figure are this red, black, and white. I personally like it. The face, I think, just be it for the little notches on the sides, on the corners of her mouth, if that weren't there, I think the rest of the figure I quite like. When it comes to reposability, Harley Quinn's head is on a ball joint. You can kind of have her tilting her head in a playful manner. Shoulders are hinged. They hinge out. She has a full, let's just move her head out of the way. She has a full rotation in her arms. She has a bend in the elbow. There we go. A rotation in the wrists. A rotation in the waist. Now, unfortunately, the legs, as you already have seen with the other figures, the legs only swivel forward and back. They don't hinge out. So if that doesn't bother you so much, then this won't disappoint you. There is no swivel cut on the thigh. It looked as if she had a cut there, but that just is sculpt on the socks there. A hinge in the knee, and that's it. That's all she has. But still, that's not to say that she can't get into some fun little gestures. Again, you can get the mallet going in her hand, and I like the figure. I like the figure. I think as a little nitpick, if the only nitpick I could make, and it's small, is I don't like the corners of her mouth, because it kind of gives her the indication that she has whiskers. Other than that, I think the figure is playful, it's fun, and it's another one of the great outings from the Darwyn Cooke releases of the designer series. She is now currently available in comic book stores, so if you guys want to pick her up, definitely I would say give her a chance. Harley Quinn, I think of all the figures, character-wise, she seems to divert and she gets changed a lot with designs. Some designs are good, some designs are bad. I think this one I could chalk up to being good. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Comics Designer Series. This was Darwyn Cooke's figure number 3, Harley Quinn. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.